I've teamed up with HelloFresh, the sponsor of this video. There's a discount code in the description which offers 60% off your first box and 25% off each box for the next 2 months. Talk about security of a boat. That's a secure boat. It's got no windows. And see this boat here? Very interesting, I thought. The outside's made of Wrigley tin. Or at least it looks like it. But very bijou, isn't it? See that massive skylight thing on there? Ooh. From £3.15 per portion before discount. HelloFresh offers 44 recipes per week at exceptional value. You don't need to worry about food planning thanks to short cooking times, easy preparation and amazing discounts. I even saw an advert in the London Tube whilst in London. And this fella's boat, well, I don't think there's enough on the top of the roof. Trying to find something must be quite difficult. You'd have to unload it all the time, wouldn't you? Spent a night at the junction of the Slough Arm. Quite nice. Tesco just down the road. Moored boats opposite on permanent moorings. And generally a nice area. Now I know there's a bridge down there which has got 4 of those crosses painted white. I imagine at night time people have smashed into that bridge. I reckon that's the reason why. I don't know, but it kind of makes sense. So going up to Cowley Lock to refuel with water and head towards Uxbridge. And there's a reason for that. Is there's a place in Uxbridge where I got a pylon type photo which I don't know whether people liked it or not. I liked it. I like the grey moody sky contrasting with the yellow corny mazy type field, and I found another one in my collection which will go nicely next to it, so I'm going to stop off at Uxbridge and get another thingy. And there's that boat there for sale for £48,000. It might need a bit of work, but worth a punt at 48 grand, I would have thought. Anyway, let's move on. Stuff that's come out my weed hatch, and that was in that lock. End of a fishing rod. That was in the lock. But, you know, I haven't gone far from the lock. It's only there. And actually, I pulled it to here. But refilling water. So this is a different style of living, essentially. Me on my own, well, as you know, I don't use an awful lot of water. But when I'm not on my own, I've gone through quite a lot. So in the past 5 days, water tank. And that's brought me to thinking, is this as a continuous cruiser sustainable? So if I was to have, if there's more than me, then do I go to another system? Do I have more water on the boat, or do I go to a system that gets me water without going to a water point, i.e. a water filtration system? I am seriously looking at that as a feasible option. There's another company I'm going to look at who's undercut another company by a substantial amount, and I'm going to engage with that person and see what the homework he's done is, and yes, it's feasible, because I already know the fit out pontoon have spoken to this fella, but where am I going to put it? So I need to redistribute my weight so that, like, basically the coal in the bow locker will be on the roof. I'll explain that system, and in the bow locker will be my water filtration system. That's the plan. And also I've another big ticket item that I'll discuss in due course. So next year's funding for boat improvements, home improvements, I'm bringing forward, because I think it's advantageous to get it done this year rather than wait another year. After a cruise, I like to have a cup of tea. I've had a long cruise today, and there's nothing better than a cup of tea and something quick to eat. Which brings me on to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. And you know what I like about HelloFresh is there's 44 recipes per week. Now, strangely, there wasn't many in this week that I liked. You would have thought 44 recipes. Come on, Chris, there's loads there. Well, yes, there were. I didn't like many of them, but the ones I chose, I have to say, I'm looking forward to cooking. And this is the greatness about it, as I don't have to go shopping. I just have to pick up a box. That's a bit of a drama if you're a continuous cruiser. I have found out that there's 3 times that HelloFresh have delivered. Twice I have had to make it happen, and the other time just failed to turn up. So if you are in land with a postcode in one of them housey type bungalow flat type things, gift. Absolutely. I mean, honestly, the food is amazing. If you're in a marina, or if you're on permanent moorings, or you can get post easily, gift. If you're a continuous cruiser, it's been a bit of a nightmare. Where's Tesco car park on that first line in the address? And also, it's a good job the DPD driver had a little bit of common. So well done, Mr. DPD man, whoever you are. And the other thing is the phone number. I don't expect that to be on the label, but just on the information and stuff. There's no point in having information that you have to fill out a form and then that doesn't get passed on to the organisation that needs it, i.e. the delivery. I can't remember what I ordered, to be honest. Honey mustard sausage and onion gravy. Now this actually, I'm looking forward to this one. I'm going to make this one tonight. Lemon and herb sea bass in garlic butter with roast potatoes and broccoli. Ooh, actually quite nice. Confit duck leg and spring onion mash. What's confit? That said, and tonight's little soiree is no different. I've got honey and mustard sausages with some carrots in a tray and some onion and gravy type thing. It's easy. It says it only takes 25 to 30 minutes to cook. I don't need to follow the instructions either, because it is that simple. Even I can get it right. And I would suggest, under confident in cooking, absolutely HelloFresh is something you can do. Just waiting for that oven thing to heat up whilst I make a cup of tea. So until then, I'll show you the food, and then I'll sling it in the oven and I'll get it out. It'll all be done. Simple as that. But it'll take 25 minutes. A drizzle of olive oil. How much is a drizzle? Probably too much. I need one of them drizzly things, don't I? You know, with a spout. So, some olive oil poured without drizzling, and sling it back in the oven. Use the QR code for your 60% discount, and there's a link in the description below. Bathtub on the end of that boat. Not sure it will be used as a bathtub, but could be, I suppose. Anyway, I've noticed some boats along the permanent side of mooring have been designed purely for permanent mooring, if that makes sense. I think there are some boats there that just will not move, and that's it. They might get blacked every so often, but if they don't get scraped or rubbed about, I don't know how often. If they just stood still, how often they need to be blacked, don't know. And if they're zinc carboned or zinc plated and then 2-packed on top of that, well, there's probably 7 to 10 years if they're not being moved. But there's another thing. Along this journey to London and back from London, I've been listening to the radio, something I haven't done for a long time, and I've been listening to 70s music, and it's kind of reinvigorated me to listen to 70s music. I've listened to Barry Manilow, because he writes songs that make the whole world sing. He writes the songs of love and special things. He writes the songs that make the young girls cry and all of that sort of stuff. And there's Old Mandy, and of course there's another version of Take That, Could It Be Magic. I prefer Take That's version, and those of you that have served with me, particularly on my last squadron, will understand that I like Take That. I made the lads listen to it. And to such an extent, a little dit, I can remember going into the barrack block and I was displeased with the standard, and this was a Monday. So I said to them, the next time I'm going to come round is a Friday, and if it's not good enough, then it'll be a Saturday and then a Sunday. They needed it, and it wasn't just their fault. There was the junior NCOs, the corporals in charge of each floor. They were going to get it. The senior NCO in charge of the barrack block, he was going to get it, and so was the officer, because all of that system needs to be in place. So Monday there would be an inspection, Tuesday morning by the junior NCOs, Wednesday morning by the senior NCO, Thursday morning by the officer. Therefore, by the time I come around on a Friday, it should have been good enough. Now, this is where emotional intelligence comes in, and the lads on one particular corridor, they were my backstreet boys. They were the good time guys. They were the guys that actually, if I wanted someone to do something for me, they were it. And each one of them, when I went into their rooms, was playing a Take That song. I didn't inspect their rooms at all. We just had a chat about music or had a chat about life, and I don't know what the rooms were like. I just recognised that they were taking a mick out of me. But I thought it was really quite nice in a respect where they understood me. They understood how to get me on a good side before I even get in their room. And if I'd been tearing somebody else's room up, by the time I got in their room, of course I'd be in a happy mood and I'd leave them alone, which is exactly what happened. Brilliant. I love it. I used to love those sort of stuff on squadrons, where the lads would play to your weaknesses or understand who you are and understand how to play the game a little better than others. Those are my backstreet boys. Good lads, good lads. I miss that. I really do miss that. But another thing, I've been listening to Hot Chocolate. Now, Errol Brown used to be the singer of Hot Chocolate. Now, you know, in a manly way, good looking bloke, wasn't he? Yeah, hairstyle like mine. And but I reckon I know there's some people that I'm not going to dig myself a hole either here. I'm just saying, I as a bloke, I recognised that Errol Brown was a handsome chap. Let's leave it there. That's all I'm going to do. I'm going to leave it there. That was hard, wasn't it? Job done. All I need to do is make mash, and then at the last minute of making the mash, you put the baby spinach in, and then smash it up and serve it. Job done. It's so easy and it's so tasty. How do I know, I hear you ask? Because you're just cooking it. Well, I had some the other night because I'm by myself. The meals are for two, so this is one of those meals that actually works well, because you can segregate that for one. So it was lovely. That's how I know how tasty it was. Steaming hot, that's how I like it. Easy, that's how I like it. Tasty, that's how I like it. That's how I like it, really. I think it's important when you're dealing with other organisations to give proper feedback. And the food of HelloFresh is great. Delivery, discuss. I'd like to discuss with HelloFresh if they're interested in engaging with new markets, as they do say they want to do that. So please get in contact with me, because I have some suggestions to make life a little easier for the continuous cruisers, and maybe the process. Which then brings me on to merch. As you see, I'm wearing different items of clothing. I've got a couple of t-shirts, I've got a couple of hoodies, I've got a polo shirt. The polo shirt has got the Maximise Life embroidered in, and the hoodies and the t-shirts have got it printed. I want to make sure that whatever I produce is good quality, the system works, i.e. how it's delivered, because I think that's important. You've got to have a great experience as far as I'm concerned, and I'm going to test that out before I put it onto the wider market. If of course you want to maximise life and support me in another way of buying some merch. There we go. And I think that's about it for now. Thanks for watching, thanks for liking, thanks for subscribing, those of you that have, and if you haven't subscribed, give it a go, because I discuss all sorts of stuff, not just about narrowboats, usual caper. And until next week, where I discuss perhaps one of my big ticket items that I bought, along with many other things. I've had a busy couple of weeks. So until next week then, ciao Papa.